Have you ever wondered who the Houthi group in Yemen is and why the US and UK have decided to strike them recently? Well, the Houthi group, officially known as Ansar Allah, is a Shia Muslim minority group that has its roots in the northern highlands of Yemen. Over the years, they've gained significant control over key areas of the country, including a large swath of the Red Sea coastline. This strategic location has allowed them to disrupt international shipping lanes and pose a significant threat to global commerce. Recently, their actions have drawn the ire of the international community, particularly the US and UK. President Biden, in an effort to curb their disruptive activities, sent a private message to Iran, widely believed to be backing the Houthi group, warning them of the consequences of their actions. This led to the recent US-led strikes against Houthi targets in Yemen. Now that we know who the Houthis are, let's delve into the recent military response. The response from the US and UK was swift and decisive. In an assertive move, the US and UK joined forces to launch a series of military strikes against the Houthi rebels in Yemen. This was a direct response to the Houthis' attacks on commercial shipping vessels, a key artery of global trade. The strikes were carried out from jets, ships, and submarines, and targeted Houthi radar stations, storage facilities, and launch sites. This was a defensive action designed to protect shipping vessels and degrade the Houthis' ability to launch further attacks. The strikes were not just a one-off action. They were part of a follow-on action, indicating a sustained effort to deter the Houthis. The US and UK were not alone in their endeavor. They received support from allies like Australia and Canada, showcasing a united front against the Houthi aggression. President Biden made it clear that he was prepared to take further measures to safeguard people and international commerce if necessary. However, not everyone agrees with the Western narrative. Iran has been quick to deny involvement, but suspicions linger. The Islamic Republic has been accused of supplying the Houthis with weapons, fueling the conflict in Yemen. These allegations aren't baseless. There's a long history of Iran's support for Shia groups in the region. From the standpoint of many international observers, it's hard not to connect the dots. Furthermore, the precision and sophistication of the Houthi attacks on shipping vessels have raised eyebrows. The rebels' ability to strike at sea, often in the cover of darkness, hints at a level of intelligence and technical know-how that may be beyond their means. Many believe that this is where Iran comes into the picture, providing the Houthis with critical intelligence and technical support. Yet, Iran continues to deny these allegations, painting them as part of a broader Western conspiracy to delegitimize its regional influence. The truth, as is often the case in such complex geopolitical situations, probably lies somewhere in between. What's clear is that the stakes are high, and the situation is far from black and white. The global community has been watching closely. As the puzzle pieces continue to move and shift, deciphering the truth becomes an increasingly challenging task. One can only hope that the truth will eventually come to light, leading to a resolution that ensures peace and stability in the region. The global response has been mixed, but Western allies have shown their support. United States and the United Kingdom, in a show of unity, launched joint airstrikes against the Houthi rebels. This was more than just a display of military might. It was a clear message that attacks on international waters would not be tolerated. The response wasn't limited to these two powerhouses. Other Western allies too played their part in a demonstration of solidarity. UK's Foreign Secretary David Cameron was vocal about the need for such action. He justified the military intervention, stating that it was crucial to protect international commerce and ensure the free movement of goods. His statement underscored the significance of the Red Sea as a vital trade route and the need to safeguard it from disruptive forces. The collective response of the West presents a united front against the Houthi assaults. It also highlights the complexities of the situation, where a regional conflict has implications for global trade and security. But how do the Houthis view these events? The Houthis have a different perspective on the strikes. From their viewpoint, these strikes have done little to curb their capabilities. Despite the show of force, they maintain that they retain a significant portion of their firepower. In fact, reports suggest that they still hold on to about 75% of their missile and drone firing abilities. They've been quick to downplay the impact of the strikes on their operations, specifically their ability to affect shipping routes. And how does the region view these actions? Regional perceptions differ significantly from the Western narrative. While Western governments view these strikes as a necessary response to Houthi aggression, the regional perspective paints a different picture. Many see these actions not just as a response to Houthi attacks, but also as a demonstration of Western support for Israel in the ongoing Gaza conflict. This divergence in perceptions further underscores the complexity of the situation, highlighting the intricate and often conflicting interests at play, and with these varying viewpoints, we're left asking, what could be the potential consequences of these actions? The strikes have immediate effects, but what about the long-term consequences? Let's delve into the potential aftermath of these actions. In the short term, the strikes have undeniably degraded the Houthis' capabilities to some extent. However, it's reported that the group still retains around 75% of their firepower. Even though the strikes targeted munitions depots, missile launching systems, and air defense radar systems, only about 20 to 30% of the group's offensive capabilities were destroyed or damaged. Now let's shift our gaze to the larger picture. The risk of the US and UK getting further entangled in the Yemen conflict is a looming concern. The Houthis have vowed revenge against the strikes, potentially escalating the situation further. This tit-for-tat could spiral into a wider conflict, potentially drawing in more international players. Moreover, the attacks by the Houthis on Red Sea shipping began in response to Israel's offensive against Gaza. As long as this conflict continues, the attacks are unlikely to cease. This could lead to major disruptions to shipping in the region, resulting in increased insurance costs for vessels traveling through the Red Sea. The situation in Yemen is complex, and the recent strikes add another layer to this ongoing conflict. As we continue to watch the developments, it's clear the path ahead is filled with uncertainties. The delicate balance between addressing immediate threats and the risk of prolonged involvement in Yemen is a tightrope that the US and UK will have to navigate carefully.